The Fighting Oligarchy Tour stopped in Amarillo with special guests Congressman Greg Cesar and Beto O'Rourke and local ER physician Dr. Pogue. Senator Bernie Sanders could not make it, but News Channel 10's Alyssa Spangler and Katie Cavasso spoke with Texas representative for an exclusive interview on the U.S. strike on Iran, panhandle immigration, and more.
Look, our fight in Washington, D.C. is no longer just left versus right. It's the billionaires against everybody else. And billionaires like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, they've bought the White House. They're buying Republican members of Congress, and they're buying themselves tax breaks for billionaires at the expense of working class people here in the Panhandle.
Imagine a future where you're not working 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet, for the luxury and privilege of educating our kids in that classroom. Imagine a future where there is no voucher scam draining the meager resources in your local schools. 3 are shutting down in Amarillo right now.
On our healthcare funding is already having a direct impact on our local community, our local hospitals, and on you specifically. And I see direct examples of this in the ER every single week. It's not a right versus left issue, it's a human rights issue.
Today in America, if you can believe it, hard to believe, one person, Mr. Musk, owns more wealth than the bottom 52% of American families.
We cannot continue to go and fight other people's wars on the timeline set by foreign prime ministers, while we send our own brave men and women into another endless quagmire in the Middle East. And so I think Congress right now needs to pass a war powers resolution to stop us from engaging in another huge war that's going to drag us into many more years of violence.
What if we rewrite our immigration laws in our own image, within our own values, reflecting our own reality, so that if you want to come here and work and contribute to the greatness of America, there's a safe, legal, orderly path for you to do that.
To make sure that the big meat packers here in places like the Texas Panhandle would have to pay a decent wage, would have to pay overtime, would have to stop breaking child labor laws, where we're willing to stand up to companies like Tyson's and JBS, be willing to stand up to their lobbyists and CEOs, and stand up for their workers more, whether they're immigrants or whether they're native-born workers. I believe that everybody here in the Panhandle deserves a decent wage because, the heads of these companies that are based somewhere else or other places in the world, they make plenty of money. They can afford to give people a raise.